You ever hear some news and then your thought is like, all right, well, we'll see how it goes. In the course of the next couple days, that thought grows. You have more thoughts. Then it becomes an itch, a voice in your head that's just not going to shut up unless you do a YouTube video about it and put it out there in the universe. Right. If you haven't guessed, that's what happened to me. Right, so it was announced a couple days ago that a new season of Daredevil is coming to Disney+. Could be a new series of Daredevil. It's kind of unclear as to whether or not there's going to be Daredevil Season 4 that takes place after the Netflix series Daredevil, or a new Daredevil series entirely in which Charlie Cox reprises his role as Matt Murdock. You probably have the returning cast show up again. Spoilers for Hawkeye in 3, 2, 1, you've been warned. Vincent D'Onofrio, who played Wilson Fisk in the Daredevil series, who was also Wilson Fisk in the Hawkeye series, reprises his role as Wilson Fisk. It's unclear, but really it's neither here nor there. The question is whether or not this is going to feel like the Netflix series that Daredevil was, hence my concern. And to address something right out the gate, I've seen it. I've seen the chatter in the comment sections. I've read the room, so to speak. I've even experienced it myself. The MCU now doesn't feel like the MCU as it was leading up to that event of Infinity War. And you can pass it off as, well, it's really, this phase has kind of been unclear other than multiverse. That's fun. You could still make that work. You just need compelling storytelling, compelling characters, good writing, the works. The things that the MCU used to thrive on. Therein lies my concern with what I feel like the MCU's problem right now is. I feel like it's a problem with complacency. I did a couple binges, which really leads to me doing this video. If I hadn't binged these couple things, I probably wouldn't be doing a video right now. But recently enough, I binged the Daredevil Netflix series, which funny enough is on Disney Plus right now, but still, same series, and the Phase 1 MCU films. Like before they were going after Infinity Stones, when they were building towards the Avengers movie. That was a big thing they were building towards. And if you haven't watched the Phase 1 MCU films recently, you should. Especially with 2022 goggles. It's a really interesting watch. Because what I feel made the MCU thrive back in Phase 1 was what made Daredevil thrive on Netflix. They were both stories that I felt like they had to earn the audience's trust. MCU Phase 1, they were like, we have a dream. We dropped the Avengers Initiative in this post-credit scene of Iron Man before post-credit scenes were normal. And here's hoping. But now we have to prove that we can pull that vision off. I feel like the same with Daredevil. The MCU was a name at that point, but still a series of Marvel characters. And Daredevil's not the deepest cut ever, but he's not Spider-Man or Wolverine. Plus, a lot of us saw the Ben Affleck movie before. So who was going to get excited? But whereas in Phase 1 of the MCU, Marvel Studios, they still needed Paramount to put their shit out. They had to try. They were the underdogs. They felt like they had to earn their place. And that kind of weight on your shoulders can lead to some great product. Now, Marvel Studios is the biggest thing on earth. I mean, in terms of the cinema scene anyway. We've now gotten to a place when someone is cast in an MCU movie, the chatter online is, oh, I'm so glad they landed a spot in the MCU. That was never the conversation for comic book movies before the MCU became as big as it became. They don't have to try as hard. The Marvel name will generally sell the product, and there's no bigger impedance to creativity than that mindset. There's a part of me that's just accepted that fact. I don't beat my head against the wall about it. I understand that the MCU will never be as great as it was with Infinity War. We're not gonna get that kind of thing again. Had a solid, sweet, epic 10-year climb to this event, and I'm completely satisfied with it. I've accepted the fact that the MCU is gonna try new things now. I totally get it. It's not gonna feel as epic as it felt before. I just take it as it comes. But I guess my indifference has a line, and that line is Daredevil, because this is Daredevil. Daredevil was a show that elevated the live-action comic book series to a degree I hadn't seen since Heroes in 2006 before it. It's a drama that's wearing a mask. It's a drama masquerading as a superhero show. It's that thing if you're dating somebody who's just into super artsy stuff. I speak from experience. Daredevil's one of those shows you could look at that person and honestly be like, I think we should watch Daredevil. I think you would like it. And you might very well be right about that. Daredevil was a different thing entirely. Hence my concern. And my concern comes from the fact that the MCU, cinema, series, or otherwise, has never produced something like Daredevil. It's just never produced anything that has the same Daredevil vibe, that feel, that tone. Closest they could have come was Moon Knight. You know, Moon Knight could have been that thing. You know, I mean, well, it's a psychological thriller. Could have been a psychological thriller. It's a different thing. My point is, when Moon Knight looked like it was going to push it and become something different, something new for the MCU or an MCU series, it's like it panicked and it went to the MCU safe zone. Even that scene where he's going crazy, he's in the hospital, the lighting was all off. It was too well lit. Then you had a talking hippo that talked like a Gen Z TikToker. I know, that's my old man moment. Cheers. And I feel like they're gonna go to the MCU safe zone with the Daredevil series. Or you take Wilson Fisk from Hawkeye, right? So Wilson Fisk from Hawkeye, full transparency, I haven't seen Hawkeye. I was just so jacked after my Daredevil binge. I was like, I want to see more D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk. All right, oh hey, I know who the villain in Hawkeye is. All right, let's just skip. So I skipped to the Kingpin scenes, and it was just very different. First of all, Wilson Fisk in the Netflix Daredevil series would never wear that Herb Muddlefoot shirt with a blazer. He would find it tacky. It's just, what is that? Glad he has his cane. You know, that kind of takes me back. Also, if you got that Herb Muddlefoot reference, cheers, baby. But Daredevil Season 3 ends off with this amazingly violent and visceral moment. I beat you! Right, that's how Wilson Fisk goes down. How does he go down in Hawkeye? Kate Bishop flicks a cufflink like Johnny Lawrence flicks a bottle cap, hits an arrowhead, they all explode, and he goes down. That's a very clean, yet grand and spectacle MCU-ified way of doing it. You line up those two, that's the difference between Daredevil tone and MCU tone. It's just a case of expecting someone to produce a different product than what they've produced for the past decade or so, that's ridiculous. So expecting that Daredevil will feel like the Netflix Daredevil series is just, I'm not there. Odds are they're gonna take that something and annex it into the tone that they do. It being MCU tone, not Daredevil tone. And I know the counter argument that I've seen online is that the Netflix Marvel series, you know, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, Daredevil, they're all on Disney Plus right now. But to me, I don't see it as anything other than a brilliant move where they're like, okay, we want these on Disney Plus so people can associate the brand with us now instead of Netflix, and then we'll create our new Daredevil series. I kind of see it as a family of people, and that family in that house, they kind of have a tone, a vibe to them. But maybe they want a couple $100 more a month and they have an extra room in the house, so they rent that room to this other roommate. That, I think, is how the Netflix Marvel series fit onto Disney Plus. They see it as a roommate, but it's not family. But it's a fucking cool roommate. So that's my take. That's where I'm coming from. I want to be excited about this. I want to see a season 4 of Daredevil, but something tells me they'll just be like, nah, it's like a new Daredevil from another universe because, you know, multiverse. All right, so a new Daredevil series coming to Disney Plus that's now part of the MCU. Are you excited? Are you concerned? What are your thoughts about it? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm being ridiculous? Regardless of the bus fire that is social media and the internet anywhere else, we still maintain civil conversation here because we're here talking about entertainment, seeing entertainment as it is. Entertainment. Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.